Welcome to Logan, Utah, where the fans are always amped at the Spectrum. Tonight on ESPN, a terrific matchup, the Nevada Wolfpack and the Utah State Aggies. Up to the minute Mountain West standings, you're looking at the top and the bottom of the conference. Nevada in first place at 7-2, Utah State at 3-6. Good evening to everyone. All right, Wolf alongside friend and partner Blaine Fowler. And Blaine, Nevada now the team to beat. What has made them the team to beat?
Well, their starting five is as good as any in the country, and they've been able to stay out of foul trouble. Not a deep team. And for Utah State, the key is going to be to attack that team, force them to get into their bench, and that's the shot they would have here in the Spectrum.
The Wolfpack are led by Marcus Marshall, and this transfer from Missouri State has really delivered for the Wolfpack.
He leads the Mountain West in scoring at 21.1 points a game. He's a complete offensive player. He finishes at the rim, a good mid-range game, deadly from three, leads the Mountain West at 3.77 three-point makes a game. And on the other side for Utah State is Jalen Moore in his 87th start for the Aggies. 45 of his last 46 double-figure games. Guard skills and a 6'9" body, a very tough matchup, averaging 16.9 points a game.
Eric Musselman in 2 seasons has done remarkable work. 42 wins. He inherited a team that had 9 wins. Last year they win 24. Tim Duryea in his second season. He's replacing a legend. His mark even at 26-26. Stu Morrill did such a magnificent job here for so long. First meeting of the season between the Wolfpack and the Aggies. And I know both of us have not seen Nevada in person yet, and excited to see this talented group.
What we've seen on film has been impressive. 3 straight road wins, so it's a team that's not fazed by being on the road. And their last 2 wins have come by margins of 19 and 17. So they're really on a roll coming here into Logan tonight.
Cameron Oliver is a terrific sophomore. Larry Drew with the basketball. Check that Lindsey Drew. I'm thinking of his dad, Larry Drew Sr. The jumper from Fenner, no, and Jalen Moore goes and gets it. Jalen's going to have to be extremely active tonight.
Yeah, he's the one matchup that will give Nevada problems. He's long, 6'9", as you look at the starting lineup. Moore, Dargington, Janasek, Merrill, and McEwen on the floor to start the game for the Aggies.
McEwen's been a revelation, the freshman. He was the preseason co-freshman of the year. The season ended today. He'd win in a landslide. There you see tonight's officials, a veteran crew. I feel like this time of year we see these guys multiple times a week.
But they're traveling where we're traveling.
Yeah, we see them out to eat. We see them in the airports. Sam Merrill with the basketball, and he's been dealing with bronchitis. He almost nails the 25-footer. So Lindsey Drew will bring it up. Don't look for him to score too much, but he leads the Mountain West in assists. The 3, too strong, Jordan Caroline. Caroline this season at New Mexico erupted for 45 points. They were down big in that one, 25 points, and rallied to win. One of the great comebacks in Mountain West history. And Cameron Oliver says no thank you to that. And it's going to be an offensive foul on the Aggies. How critical is it early for the Aggies to stick with the Wolfpack?
I think they've got to stay with them all game long, because the Wolfpack gets out in front in double digits here in the first half. Mentally, it will be hard for the Aggies to stay in it, even though they're here in their own building.
Oliver swishes the 3, and for a big fella, he shoots it pretty nicely from out there, 37%.
He's good at the rim. He's got good inside skills, but he also creates so many matchup problems because he takes your 5 defensively out away from the basket where he can knock down threes.
He went inside against New Mexico for 26 points the other night.
Well, you don't have very many 5s with 102 three-point attempts coming into a game.
Moore misses the 3, Oliver the rebound. And the Wolfpack like to score. They average just under 80 points per game. Jalen Moore already with a couple of rebounds. And that gets blocked by Oliver. I mean, Oliver, that's what he does. He averages just under 3 blocks per game. In his career now, already 163 blocks. He's just a sophomore.
Yeah, this is his 61st game, so that's a remarkable number. 2 already in this one. He's a force inside. He can score 4 20-plus point games this season for Oliver. He has been fantastic.
Good work there by Janasek. You got to believe, even with all those shot blockers, you got to believe and go up strong.
And we touched on this in our open, Ari. Utah State needs to attack either off the dribble, into the paint, get it down into the post with Janasek. They've got to try to force Nevada to guard in there and to foul, because the one shortcoming of this Wolfpack basketball team is depth. And the starting 5 account for 90% of their scoring. So you get those guys sitting on the bench, that's the best place you can have them if you're Utah State.
1 for 2, Oliver the rebound. DJ Fenner, boy, this guy's gotten so much better. And that gets blocked at the rim. Dargenton went up high. Right at the rim, gets the block. And McEwen seems to be okay.
Very athletic, explosive jumper. Watch Dargenton come over, and you get to see these jumping skills. He's just like, I got this. Kobe McEwen taking a little bit of a shot to the face. He looks like he's going to be okay.
I think that's what they're taking a look at.
And that's what they're looking at. The block itself is the thing that I wanted to focus on there, because that was fantastic. And here you see, he goes up, gets a solid piece of the ball, so it's a clean strip.
I think he got a foot in the face.
Yeah, I think he did get a foot in the face there. And here's the part I like, though. Dargenton was a little bit late at getting over, so we're gonna see the fit. He did. He got a toe to the face, inadvertent. He didn't try to kick him in the face. I think he was just trying to make a basketball play.
So they have an official review right now. We're just underway. Nevada leading 3-1. This Nevada team 18-4, 7-2, both losses in conference play, both to Fresno State.
Yeah. So let's watch the rest of this play, because while McEwen's going down, watch Dargenton come over late and get all ball, and he got it before it was on the rim, or before it was on the backboard, then pinned it on the backboard. That's a heck of a job with help defense. It was a little late, but you saw the explosiveness of the 6'8 sophomore.
Sophomore from Martinique, his 23rd block of the season. This Utah State team is not that far away from being competitive with the elite teams in the conference. They've got some really nice pieces.
Well, and you got very athletic Dargenton, just a sophomore. Sam Merrill, who's a very solid player, is a freshman. Janasek is a sophomore. You got Jalen Moore and Shane Rector that are seniors, and they're kind of a core, but Kobe McEwen is a freshman. So Tim Duryea's got a team of young, very skilled players. They're getting a lot of playing time right now and learning on the fly.
And it's hard not to think, for Coach Tim Duryea, what this program would look like if David Collette had not transferred to Utah.
Absolutely.
Because they were set, and there are not many great big men in the conference right now.
Right, and that's a piece to build your offense around. And then you can bring these freshmen along a little slower. You don't have to demand so much of them. And so I think he's got some good pieces to build around. This season, when you're playing freshmen and sophomores, you're going to be up and down. And that's been the nature of this season for Tim Duryea, but I think he's got some pieces in place.
Well, they gave him a flagrant foul. Come on.
That surprises me. Because I don't know how you determine intent on one of these, but his foot flailed up. He was just trying to get the basketball back.
It's never easy to shoot those free throws when it's that quiet in the building.
It's quiet, and you're used to shooting free throws with people on the sides of the key.
Yeah.
You know, lining the key, and all by yourself, it feels weird.
He goes 1 for 2, and the Aggies will get the basketball.
So this is a flagrant 1, which means 2 shots in the ball back, no ejection from the game.
But it does also mean that Fenner has to be careful the rest of the night. He could get another inadvertent flagrant and be done.
Do you agree with that?
No. I like all 3 of these officials. I
thought he was trying to make a basketball play, and so his toe happened to hit him in the face. But they agree, and they all looked at it multiple times.
And neither team off to a hot start. For Utah State, they're having a hard time getting the ball to the rim. There's been a lot of shots blocked already. Deep 3, no. Dargington, the offensive rebound, gets it to Moore, and Moore thought about it too long. That's the shot blocker behind him. That's what he's thinking about.
But in Jalen Moore, you're 6'9". Go up, power that thing to the rim, and throw it down. And if you get fouled, you get fouled. He was too hesitant on that one, and the hesitation cost him the bucket. Or at least 2 free throws.
Yeah, a little bit of a sloppy start here for the Wolfpack. They're coming off a very impressive victory against New Mexico. They swept the Lobos. They're off to the 3rd best record in school history after 22 games. And before the shot, we've got to travel.
And the mentality was good on that. McEwen with a penetration. He hits Dargington going down the baseline for an easy dunk, but just 1 step too many out of the sophomore.
So Drew brings it up, averaging 5.3 assists per game. He also has 28 steals and doesn't need a lot of shots. That is a very tough shot to defend. You turn towards the baseline and fade away at 6'8".
He's just a tough matchup all around because he does have that mid-range game. He can post up, and he's good around the rim. And then he'll go out all the way out to the three-point line, face you up, and shoot it. And so that's the toughest matchup for this Utah State team is Janasek, the 5 at 6'11", going all the way out.
Janasek there. That's a smart play, though, because he went so quickly, Oliver didn't have a chance to defend it.
And Janasek needs to be aggressive offensively and take it right at Oliver, even if he gets a shot or 2 blocked.
Fenner's jumper is good. Basket and the foul. He'll shoot that free throw on the other side of the break. DJ Fenner, who's improved so much. His dad, Derek, played in the National Football League. They have great pedigree. A lot of family members who played pro sports for the Wolfpack. We're coming right back to Logan. Welcome back. 3-point lead for the Wolfpack. 15:33 to go in the first half. And we got an explanation from the official. Came over to explain what happened with DJ Fenner.
Yeah, and what he said was they deemed that the movement of his foot was excessive and unnecessary. They say it wasn't on purpose. That's why it wasn't a flagrant 2, but that it was unnecessary movement. And since Black had the ball, they get 2 free throws and the basketball back when it occurred. And so good explanation from us. And they said no intent there. If there was intent, it would have been a flagrant 2. But since there was no intent, they just felt like it was excessive and unnecessary. That was the terminology. So good explanation. Now I'm buying it.
You were looking at Eric Musselman, who's had just an incredible coaching career as Fenner can't convert the 3-point play. Musselman had his first head coaching job in the USBL at the age of 23. He's coached in the CBA, the USBL, the NBA Developmental League, an assistant in college, 3 years a head coach in the NBA, and wow, has Nevada benefited from all of his experience.
Well, I think the collection of talent, the way he has assembled it, and everybody has a role, has been a phenomenal job this year.
Well done by Sam Merrill.
And I like that. On attack. To me, that's the formula for Utah State. Attack, attack, attack. And don't worry if you get a shot block. Just keep attacking.
They're doing a real nice job of keeping the ball out of the hands of Marcus Marshall. Sam Merrill is like front guarding him. He's not letting him get anywhere near the basketball.
Well, and Sam Merrill's the guy you mentioned who's been battling bronchitis, but I'll tell you his energy up to this point, stamina, has been outstanding. Face guarding him and not letting him even catch the basketball.
Fenner, the spin, and the fadeaway. DJ Fenner.
Such a great skill set. Fenner, number 19 all-time in scoring in Nevada history coming into this ball game.
Since becoming a starter, he's averaging 17 points per game.
He's been phenomenal. He had a career-high 30 in that Air Force game where he was lighting it up.
Oliver traveled with it.
And with the Wolfpack not able to get the basketball to Marshall, they're isolating Caroline out there, and they know that that's a mismatch. They know that Janicek doesn't have the speed to get out and guard him, and that time Janicek came out hard, and he put the ball on the floor. Now he walked, but had he not traveled with the basketball, he had a clear path to the basket.
Merrill goes by two guys and finishes.
How about Merrill? He's getting it done on the defensive end in a big way, and to come down now the last two times and produce on offense is impressive.
Benner, and he gets that block by Dargenton. McEwen, the reverse. No. Lindsey Drew bounce pass, and the underside of the rim blocks the shot from Jordan Caroline.
Both ends of the floor. Utah State down on the right of your screen, and now coming back for Nevada. Shot blockers lurking changed shots, so they didn't get blocks, but it changed shots and forced misses because of hustle plays.
We've talked about it so many times. It's not always whether you get the block. It's whether you affect the shot or you keep a guy from taking the shot. That's a travel. But it's interesting for the Wolfpack. Just 2 years ago with 9 wins. Last year they definitely surprised some people. Now at 18-4, they're the hunted. I mean, people want the Wolfpack, and you're going to get their best effort every time the Wolfpack show up at any Mountain West school.
I think the Aggies right now are giving them a fantastic defensive effort in the first 7 minutes of this ball game. Now the Aggies going to run an odd front trap zone here in the half court with Jalen Moore out there at the point.
Baseline jumper, no. Caroline fights for it, can't come up with it. Caroline is a beast. They say he's got the best motor on the team. The triple, yes! Kobe McEwen.
McEwen averages 15 points a game, but since the Mountain West season started, he's stepped it up even more. He's averaging 17.7 in conference games. Just a freshman. He leads all freshmen in the conference in pretty much every category.
Oliver connects on the three.
How smooth is Cameron Oliver out there? 38% from three, 46% from the field, 15 a game, 8 rebounds a game, and a motor that never stops.
Jalen Moore, the response as he connects on the triple from the wing.
And we talked about Utah State attacking. Did we also talk about for them to stay in it, they got to just knock down shots unconsciously?
This is the third time I've seen the Aggies. This is by far the best they've looked.
Well, as you mentioned, you got the league leader in. You're going to play your best.
Benner lost it on the way up. Still plenty of time on the clock. Really tough shot forced there by Josh Hall.
Very good job defensively by Jalen Moore to use his length.
Moore's going to drive it, can't finish. Wolfpack come the other way. Basket and the foul, Jordan Caroline. There's that big physical strength.
His first 13 fouls.
Jordan Caroline, high energy, lifts his team when he's on the floor because everybody tries to match his intensity. Every game, every practice, he brings it.
Well, we've seen some terrific shooting. Here's McEwen from one wing. Outstanding freshman. And then it's the senior, Jalen Moore, knocking down the triple. We're deadlocked at 14. Welcome back. We hope you're enjoying your Wednesday night. We're having a great time. Our ESPN crew, Blaine Fowler, Ari Wolf, sitting courtside at the Spectrum in Logan, Utah. Take a look at the series history. Utah State leads 35-17, including 18-4 here at the D. Glenn Smith Spectrum. Nevada swept the season series last season, and times are a-changing. The Wolfpack, you know, if Utah State can get this win, that's a significant upset at this point.
Yes, it is. And this, you know, the magic is back in Reno, and fans are coming out. They're getting 10,000 plus at home games again. I remember the glory days with Fazekas and that gang playing for the Wolfpack, and when they were nationally ranked, and you're getting that feel again in Reno, which is really fun.
And there's a secret ingredient that only a few people know about. Eric Musselman's wife, Danielle Sargent, one of the greatest people ever. Her enthusiasm and that smile can just flip a program. She just snapped her fingers, and suddenly the Wolfpack are legit.
That's right. You and Eric's wife Danielle worked together in the past in
she's
the
just
TV business.
Great at her job and charming. Drew up high for the rebound.
5 of 15 now to start this game for the Aggies. The Wolfpack sitting at 43% in this game. It's not a bad percentage, but they certainly have had to work for every basket in this ballgame.
Jordan Caroline, the spin, the bump, no call, and McEwen comes away with the rebound. Impressed with the Aggies defense so far, and Quinn Taylor can't finish there. And I like how aggressive the Aggies are being getting up and down the floor.
They've been aggressive, but that's the third shot now at the rim that's been missed by the Aggies. And against a very good basketball team, you've got to make opportunities at the rim.
We played almost 10 minutes. That was the first shot for Marcus Marshall.
Like the second time he's touched the ball in this ball game.
Tim Duryea's come up with a terrific game plan for Utah State. Merrill, the triple, no. Boy, Drew seems to get a lot of defensive rebounds.
He's averaging 5 rebounds a game from the point guard position. So he's down there and doing a great job. And
I think Cameron Oliver's contact came out.
He's got something in his hand after that one.
It doesn't mean you can't run back down court. He's going to come out of the game.
Now for the Aggies, Shane Rector.
When you see him, he goes up here and he may have got an arm across the face, and he immediately reaches to his eye, and now he's over taking care of business.
And again, this is not a deep Nevada Wolfpack team. Basically see 7 players play. Leland King II is in the game, so we've now seen 7 different players for Coach Musselman. Jalen Moore's got a big size advantage right now. They go to double him. Now he's triple teamed. And he forced that triple.
Yeah, not in rhythm, and he's an excellent three-point shooter. 40% from that three-point line this season for Jalen Moore.
Marcus Marshall, averaging 21 a game, yet to score tonight. It's King. Yes, rattles home the righty jump hook. Junior from Inglewood, California.
And King had a double-double against San Jose State. He had a 13.12 rebound effort, his best game of the season.
Good pass on the inside, and Taylor is fouled from behind by Marshall. So Quinn Taylor to the free throw line.
Number 1 for Nevada.
What is Utah State doing right that has them 2 points away from tying this game?
They're not shooting the ball extremely well right now, so it's not about what they're doing on the offensive end. It's how hard they're making Nevada work when the Aggies are on defense, Nevada's on offense. I think Nevada's used to being able to get the ball to Marcus Marshall, and the flow of their offense feels good. But where they face guarded them, you just don't feel a flow to Nevada's offense yet. It's been one-on-one matchups where they have an advantage, like with Oliver, so they're getting points, but it seems labored on the offensive end. Smart defensive strategy by Tim Duryea.
And this Aggies team needed confidence, and they got it with their win against Fresno State, stopping a 4-game losing streak, a solid 13-point win.
And the Aggies dropped back in his zone. We saw that one other time in this first half.
Drew the 3, in and out.
So many good shooters on this Nevada basketball team.
That shot's blocked. Aggies come away with it. Shane Rector, the senior from the Bronx. I like his game.
Wow, good double clutch there. Where he pulled it back as Drew came over with a help defense. He pulled that basketball back, double clutched, and put it back up on the glass. Smooth.
I think Nevada seems a little surprised right now.
Well, it's a low-scoring affair.
That three's way short. Julian Perry comes down with a rebound. Something about the all-black uniforms tonight. The Aggies are playing inspired. Jalen Moore. So Oliver and Marshall both on the bench right now. And Fenner got himself in trouble, able to save it. That three goes up in a hurry. It just seems kind of disjointed right now.
Yeah, Josh Hall with only 10 three-point attempts coming into this game, 4 of 10, so 40%. He's confident out there, but he doesn't have a lot of volume of three shots. Frankly, he doesn't play a ton of minutes.
How can you when the starting five account for 70 points? And it's Quinn Taylor.
What a great job by Shane Rector to break the defense down, to dribble, drive, and force the help defense, which gives you an open man on the baseline.
Nevada has not scored in over 2 minutes. They've only hit one of their last 8 shots.
World Cup ball.
10 on the shot clock.
There's a timeout on the floor.
Timeout on the floor. When we come back, both Oliver and Marshall return for the Wolfpack. But the story so far is Utah State, Shane Rector, up and under the double pump off the glass. And then it's Quinn Taylor. Aggies looking good. The Aggies lead by 2, 6:01 to go in the first half. And the Aggies have done a really nice job on both ends of the floor. This is a Nevada team that scores almost 80 points per game. And you see our camera, we're closing in on the Mountain West Freshman of the Year. All right, I may be getting ahead of myself, but hard to root against it.
How do you not get it when you're ranked first in all these? Come on. Points per game at 15. He's first in points, rebounds, assists, and minutes per game amongst all Mountain West freshmen. I don't know. Is there anybody else that's having more of an impact on their team?
Well, I know for sure you and I get a vote. I don't know how many else get a vote, but when that time comes, I think he's got 2 first-place votes.
He's been good.
Really good.
I would give him mine right now.
Javen Headland will send out those postseason award things. That'll be an easy one. Mountain West Freshman of the Year.
How about Marcus Marshall for Mountain West Player of the Year?
Or that, or the newcomer for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And in this game, he hasn't had much impact. The Aggies have done a great job.
Yep.
You mentioned, in league play, Nevada averages 82 points a game. And so even though the Aggies like to play up tempo, I think it's in their favor for this to be kind of a plodding type of a game. That's what it's been. This pace has been in their favor.
Rector, the floater, no. Oliver up for the rebound. They got to get Marshall going. Merrill's face guarding him again. Oliver steps into the 3 and misses it.
And that's a shot. I mean, that's okay. He's the trailer in that. He's going right toward the basket. That's not a bad shot for Cameron Oliver, who is a 38% three-point shooter.
But if he pump fakes one of those and goes and dunks on somebody, that 3 is going to be there all night. He's already shown he can make it. He's made 2 of them.
And I think with the defense that the Aggies have played, Nevada needs to be a little bit more patient. One more pass. And they need to attack the rim a little bit themselves.
Fresh shot clock for the Aggies. Kobe McEwen checks back in. Shane Rector, nice minutes off the bench from the senior.
He did a nice job of handling the basketball, of attacking the interior of that defense.
pretty even shooting, and not particularly great shooting from either team. We'll credit the defense, though. Keep it positive. Like, that's good defense. I mean, it's foul call,
it's
pretty
been
good
solid.
defense.
The effort's been good on both sides defensively. And for Nevada, they would rather have it be a high-paced game, get out, because the Aggies right now, they're too young and just don't have the horses to match up in a game up and down the floor where it's just an offensive basketball game. So right now, this kind of grind it, play defense mentality is good for Utah State.
Well, if you're going to upset a team, you got to make free throws, particularly at home. And unfortunately for the Aggies, they're just 2 of 6 from the free throw line. Nevada in first place in the Mountain West, 7-2. A lot of people are wondering if this league can be a 2-bid league this season, and I'd say the only way that can happen is if Nevada almost wins out and somebody else wins the tournament.
Right. Jalen Moore that time was set to full court press, but somebody forgot to send a memo to the rest of the team because nobody was there for the trap.
Marshall misses. Marshall still nothing. McEwen 3, no. Another rebound for Oliver. Boy, he gets them in bunches. He's already got a half a dozen rebounds. Drew, the drive, the hang, and the finish. Basket and the foul.
Good decision by Lindsey Drew there. The outside shots aren't falling great right now for the Wolfpack. And so when the outside shots aren't falling, go to the rim, get to the free throw line. That's exactly what Lindsey Drew just did.
The Utah State lead is a single point. Don't go anywhere. This is fun here in Logan. We are back at the Spectrum in Logan, Utah. Little Wednesday night Mountain West hoops. We've seen some great defense. Let's take a look at some blocks.
And the defensive effort on both ends has been excellent. And Oliver early in this ball game was a force. 2 blocks in the first couple of minutes. And how about Dargenton on the other end? Getting it done, using that great leaping ability and length to get after it. Janicek also getting in the act. Yeah, defense has been the story. And Nevada shooting 43%. That's not bad on the road, 43%. The Aggies shooting 36% from the field. But I'm telling you, it feels like shot attempts have been tough to come by. Just 14 shot attempts for the Wolfpack with under 4 minutes to go here in the first half. And 6 of 14 for Nevada, 5 of 14 for the Aggies. This is not the up and down transition, bunch of high volume offensive sets kind of game we were expecting. Maybe.
I thought on the drive from Salt Lake City we were going to see like an 81-80 game.
That's what you and I were talking about.
Yeah. Fenner, nice.
Oh, beautiful. I'll tell you, DJ Fenner, he's scoring the same that he did last year. It's 13.7 points a game last year, 13.7 this year. But his efficiency, 48% from the field, and he is number 1 in the Mountain West in three-point percentage. Last year, he shot 29%.
I mean, 48% from three-point land.
Or 21% last year. He is so much better with a shot selection.
There he is again, Shane Rector, the senior from the Bronx, New York, transfer from Miami-Dade College. Here's Marshall, still scoreless. Not anymore. A long 2. Marcus Marshall, averaging 21 points per game, finally gets on the board with less than 3 minutes to go in the half.
2 32-point games this season, and he just needed to get a clean catch and a decent look. And that was a contested shot, but that's all. He just needs a good, clean look, and he hasn't had a chance to touch the basketball much in this game.
Jalen Moore, unselfish. Dargenton gets the dunk. Credit the assist to Jalen Moore.
Attack and kick.
Jalen Moore, 14th all-time in points, 7th in blocks. Just climbing the charts in Utah State basketball history. We had a foul against Utah State. Jalen Moore picks up the foul. That's his second. If you're Coach Duryea, do you get more out of the game?
I don't know. He means so much to them and their ability to attack offensively, but I don't see anybody moving imminently toward the bench. And there you see the block clean on top. The foul was down below.
Free throw, no good.
And Carolina's been so good this season. And the only area he struggled is from the free throw line at just under 58%.
Yeah, and he leads the conference in free throw attempts.
He plays on attack. 8 double-doubles this year.
Leads the conference in offensive rebounds. He's third in free throws made, second in rebounds overall, second in minutes.
He just went off against New Mexico in that ball game. 45 points. That's the most by a sophomore in Mountain West history.
Most ever by an opponent at the pit. We were there for the very next game when UNLV came to Mexico, and let me tell you, they were still in shock.
They were stunned.
Jordan Caroline, tough shot, yes.
This is a fun matchup we're watching right now because Caroline is a very physical 6'7", 235, and he's going against an unbelievably athletic and bouncy 6'8" Dargington, but he's only 205, and I like the way Caroline used his strength there.
McEwen with the left.
Well, he's very aggressive mentality. He doesn't play like a freshman, does he?
Game tied at 25.
And he never has. Like he should. Nobody should play like a freshman this late in the season, but he didn't from game 1.
I don't know how Lindsey Drew got that up on the rim. They went and got it. Great effort, but does not get rewarded. His father played in the NBA. DJ Fenner, Jordan Caroline, both of them, family members, played in the NFL. So you got 3 guys on the floor whose family members have played pro sports. That doesn't happen very often.
Foul is on, Aggies. Kobe McEwen.
And Kobe McEwen after the turnover, that's a frustration foul. Then you go back and try to get it back, compound a turnover with a foul now.
Kobe McEwen.
So McEwen, he'll sit down. He's got 2 fouls. That's smart because Rector's been very good off the bench anyway.
And there's a difference between Jalen Moore, who's a senior, and now he does get, now Tim Duryea does get him out of the game with under a minute to play, so he doesn't pick up another foul. So he gets both McEwen and Moore sitting down there.
Caroline passes up the jumper, throws up a wild shot, tries to go and get it, and here come the Aggies. Essentially, the game clock and shot clock are even.
I think the Aggies are thrilled to be even or have a chance to go in with a lead, and you can't carry them over. You can't carry this one over, so you might as well take it. Tim Duryea says, you know what? Let me drop the perfect shot here to end the half.
And notice he put McEwen right back in the game.
That's right. On an offensive end, not as high risk for a foul, and a guy with a scorer's mentality back in the game.
You see the trends, 4 ties, 10 lead changes. And this is why you play him, Blaine, because this is not what we expected.
No, not at all. But Utah State, you mentioned it right at the start, Ari. This is a team that has talent.
Yes.
It's just been really, really young and inexperienced talent. You get to this point in the season, at some point the light bulb goes on. And maybe that was in the last game the light bulb went on.
They played great against Fresno.
And if the light bulb goes on athletically, they match up pretty well with a lot of teams in this league. And Fresno's a team that's very athletic.
There you see Marcus Marshall, just 2 points tonight.
Well, even when Sam Merrill's out of the game, that last 2 times down the floor, you have Shane Rector on him, and he's guarding him the minute he comes over the half-court line, right up in his face and denying him the basketball all over the floor. It's disrupted the flow of this Nevada offense, and the result is 25 points in the first half for a team that in conference play is averaging 82 points a game.
Oh, and Drew gets the steal, the trailer, and it's a travel. Wow. They almost had a freebie.
Boy, what an opportunity missed there with the travel. And just playing over the top of the screen. Great heads-up play by Lindsey Drew, and he gets the ball back unselfishly to Fenner, but a travel there.
You see the turnovers, both of them not bad. And Marshall picks up the foul.
That's the 17th foul. So
no, it's just 5 on Nevada.
Oh, it's just 5. You're right. I'm looking at the other side of it. So it was a foul that
they had a foul to give. I mean, that's smart.
Replacing Marshall. Aggie basketball.
Still 5.5. That's plenty of time to run your best out-of-bounds play from the baseline.
There you see Coach Muss. He's fired up. They got a chance to get a shot up. Wasn't aware of the clock, and Janasek elects to pass it. And we played 20 minutes of basketball, and absolutely nothing has been decided. We will start the second half even at 25. But do not go anywhere. Lots of fun stuff coming up at the half. We'll have highlights from the first half. We'll take a look at stats, and most importantly, get the analysis from Blaine Fowler, Mr. Mountain West, who's been covering this conference since day one. Great atmosphere here in Logan. We're coming right back. You're watching Mountain West basketball on ESPN.